Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session, which is all about burnout. It's a subject that's very close to my heart because over 10 years ago now, I had complete burnout. And actually, overcoming it was one of the reasons that I started Happy Heads. So, of course, this video is completely free, whether you're watching it streaming live or watching the recording. But if you do enjoy it or any of my videos, please feel free to donate. The link is in my bio. Let's start by asking the question, what even is burnout? Burnout is a state of mental and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged and excessive stress. So it's chronic stress where your nervous system is being constantly triggered to the point that you then become overwhelmed. And when understanding burnout, a key part of your brain that you need to know about is called your amygdala. This is your brain's fear response. It's a tiny little almond shape in the middle of your brain, and we've had it since the dawn of time. So your amygdala quite literally keeps you safe. Back when we were cavemen, a saber-toothed tiger would come up to you, and then your amygdala triggers. And then the stress hormone cortisol starts to flood your body. Adrenaline starts to pump, and then you are essentially kind of primed for action. So your digestive system completely slows down. Your heart starts to beat faster. Your muscles tense. I'm primed for action. So I'm either going to fight this saber-toothed tiger, I'm going to run away, or I'm going to freeze. This is the ancient fight, flight, freeze response. And this is what's happening anytime we feel stressed or anxious. Now, of course, that was essential for survival back then. But the problem is, however many thousands of years later, our brains don't know the difference between a real and imagined threat. So let's say you're having to stand up in front of all your work colleagues. Nervous system going into that same high alert. Or maybe you have to go into a meeting with a really difficult client. Nervous system going into that same high alert. Or maybe you've been given a really tight deadline. Nervous system going into that same high alert. So, of course, the workplace is kind of a hotbed for us to be triggered. There are many times in the working day where you might feel stressed or anxious for multiple reasons. But burnout isn't just work related. It can also happen when there's too many things going on in your personal life. Maybe you've suffered a loss. Maybe you are trying to buy a home. Maybe you're going through a breakup. Maybe you are trying for a baby. Maybe you've just had a baby. Or maybe you're constantly juggling being a parent and working. So burnout can be work related, it can be personal related, and quite often it's a bit of both. So in short doses, this stress response, which is completely normal, by the way, in short doses, it's okay because your nervous system is able to come back to a place of rest and relaxation. Okay, and that's when we engage what is known as our parasympathetic nervous system. That's the opposite of fight and flight, which is your sympathetic nervous system. So in short doses, this is completely fine. But what's happening with burnout is you're being continually triggered. So there's too much cortisol flooding your body. And when too much cortisol floods your body cannot function properly. So your immune system is weakened, you're more likely to get ill, your digestive system doesn't work properly, more likely to get IBS, and stomach and digestive problems. Your muscles might feel constantly tense, you might get headaches, all different kinds of aches and pains. Stress can really affect our physical health. And then, of course, it can also affect or it does deeply impact our mental health. So you're going to be feeling anxious a lot of the time, maybe even waking up feeling anxious. It's going to be really hard to focus. It's a lot easier to think negative thoughts, and ultimately it's very hard to generally just feel good about yourself or be able to think clearly in any kind of way. So anxiety quickly leads into severe anxiety, and severe anxiety can quickly lead into depression. And that's ultimately what's happening when we experience full burnout. You reach a point where you are depressed, your brain isn't functioning properly. And that's a really scary place to be. That's where I was over 10 years ago now. And so burnout isn't, just a small thing. Burnout is essentially a nervous breakdown. It's a really hard thing to experience. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching people how to regulate their nervous system. And that's ultimately burnout. As long as you feel empowered with tools that can regulate your nervous system, it means that you're going to always be able to engage that parasympathetic nervous system anytime you feel stressed or anxious, which of course, whether it's personal or professional, may be many times. So we're going to start today with a breathing technique, but we're also going to tap on a point that in tapping we use for overwhelm. It's the wrist point here. Okay, so you're tapping on your wrist point here, here and here. Okay, and you're just going to be tapping both your wrists together like this. Let me just move this down ever so slightly so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so just tapping your wrist points together like this. Okay, I'm going to hold it up here just so you can see what I'm doing, but feel free to kind of lower it down, so that your shoulders are relaxed. So tapping your wrist points together like this. I don't want you to actually start to deepen your breathing to begin with. And that's because sometimes when we're in a constant state of high alert, and anyone that's had a panic attack will know this, if you ask someone to just take a deep breath, that can often make you feel worse because it might be really hard to connect your breath. So just start by just tapping those wrist points together. And I want you to look around your room or wherever you are in this moment. And I want you to name 5 things that you can see. So what 5 things can you see in this present moment? And see if you can give it a little bit of description. So mine is white wall, blue lamp, purple water bottle, green leaves, blue sky, yellow wall. Name 5 things that you can see in this present moment. And then I want you to gently tune into what you can hear in this moment. You might hear birds singing. You might hear cars moving outside or people talking. What can you hear in this present moment? Okay, now I want you to tap on your inner eyebrow point. And as you tap on your inner eyebrow point, I'm just going to turn this up a little bit. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Tapping on the inner eyebrow point, you're going to breathe in through your nose. And then we move to the next point. You're going to exhale out through your mouth for as long as you can. So let's do that together. Closing down the eyes, tapping on the inner eyebrow point, breathing in through the nose. Outer eyebrow, letting go. Underneath the eye, breathing in. Underneath the nose, letting go. Underneath the mouth, breathing in. Tapping on your chest, letting go. Underneath your arm, breathing in. And tapping on your head, letting go. And moving to the inner eyebrow point, repeat after me. I am completely safe. Outer eyebrow. I am completely safe. Underneath the eye. No job is more important than my mental health. Underneath the nose. I am completely safe. Underneath the mouth. No job is more important than my mental health. Tapping on the chest. I am completely safe. Underneath the arm. No job is more important than my mental health. And tapping on the head. I am completely safe. Place both hands on your chest. Take a deep cleansing breath for me. Breathing in through the nose. Letting go through the mouth. And then I want you to gently lower your palms back down into your lap. And with your eyes still remaining closed, start to roll. And just gently move your neck from side to side, making sure you're not holding any tension in your neck or your jawline. And then slowly begin to open your eyes, becoming present to this moment once again. Well done. That was a really simple breathing technique, or kind of a tapping meditation, to really start to engage your parasympathetic nervous system. Remember, to begin with, don't worry about the breath, okay? You're just working on these wrist points, okay? So just tap on those, and naming what you can see deeply brings your mind into the present moment. When you're feeling stressed or anxious and you're starting to burn out, your mind is going to be racing into the past or overthinking the future. And these two things just create more stress and anxiety. So the present moment is your best friend. Name 5 things that you can see. And then just tuning in to what you can hear, again, is also a lovely way to anchor your mind in the present moment. And often people think that sounds can be distracting, but they're a great tool for meditation. And then we started to work around the point. So you're working with your breath, so inhaling with one point, and then really exhaling, remember, through the mouth on the next point. And you can breathe or go or make a humming sound. It doesn't matter, but it's that audible exhale out through your mouth. And the reason why we're doing it with the tapping is because when you're starting to burn out, or when you're feeling chronically stressed, those traditional meditation techniques, which of course I still love. I'm a meditation teacher. I love, just working on my breath and just doing some visualization. But when you're in that constant state of high alert, that can feel really hard. And then it can almost get more frustrating that you can feel like you're not doing it, or it's not really helping, as quickly. That's why tapping is so brilliant at reducing stress and anxiety, because you're physically working to bring your nervous system to a place of balance. Also helps you to focus on the present moment because of the physical rhythmic movement on your body. And then when we add in the breath work as well, just real magic can happen. And you don't need to do anything at all, just do one round of tapping and breathing. Sometimes even trying to overthink an affirmation can be too much when you're in the middle of that burnout. But then, of course, when you do feel ready, add those affirmations in. The ones we used today was, I am safe. This is a really powerful one because it speaks directly to your amygdala. Okay, remember, anytime you're feeling stressed or anxious, it thinks you're not safe. It thinks you're about to get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. But of course, that's not the case. You might just be having to go into a new social situation with work, okay? So I am safe is a really great one. And the other one that's good for burnout is no job is more important than my mental health. This is a big one because when you're burning out, and if like me, I put all of my self-worth in my work. It was, I was, when I did well at work, that's when I was worthy. And of course, that's a very dangerous place to put yourself. And no job, including my own, is more important than your mental health. When you keep repeating this, it means that you're able to then prioritize your mental health. Because when you're burning out, it's like work's the most important thing, and it's like I must keep doing this, I must keep doing this. I don't have time for my self-care. I just don't have time for that. But of course, that's where the damage happens. Okay, so this affirmation is a good one because it makes you realize that actually no job is more important than your mental health, and that it's okay, and most importantly, it's essential to prioritize your mind. So now we are going to do a round of tapping, and tapping is brilliant because it really helps you to honor whatever's challenging you right now. So, with tapping, we always face it head on. We don't just start by going, I'm fine. That does not work. When we face it head on, that really gives our brain the space, our nervous system, the space to process whatever it is that's challenging us. So today we're going to work on stress and burnout. So I wanted to take a minute to just gently check in, maybe hand on heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just gently, as you bring your breath to a gentle rise and fall, check in to your stress levels today and give them a number, 0 to 10. So 0 being, I don't feel any stress, I don't feel any burnout. 10 being, I feel really stressed today. Where would your number be? Remember, with no judgment, just a gentle curiosity. And then gently open your eyes. Judgment, just a gentle curiosity. And then gently open your eyes. So you've got your number now, and we begin as always with you've got your number now, and we begin as always with the karate chop. Okay, this is the side part of your non-dominant hand. So tapping on the karate chop, repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling stressed today, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though I've been feeling burnt out, that's okay. I'm a human being, and I acknowledge the pressure I've been under. And even though some days I do feel anxious, I love my body. I love my body. I love my mind. I'm open to the possibility of feeling a bit more calm today. And moving to the inner eyebrow point, closing down the eyes, repeat after me. I'm feeling burnt out today. Outer eyebrow. All this stress and tension in my body and mind. Underneath the eye, I've been feeling overwhelmed. Underneath the nose, and I'm feeling burnt out. Underneath the mouth, I'm juggling too many things. Tapping on the chest, and I'm feeling exhausted. Underneath the arm, what has been challenging me recently? Tapping on the head, what am I struggling with? Inner eyebrow, there's so much going on right now. Outer eyebrow, I'm feeling burnt out. underneath the eye. I'm feeling really stressed. Underneath the nose, my nervous system is in constant high alert. Underneath the mouth. So I wonder if, tapping on the chest, just in this moment, underneath the arm, I can give my nervous system permission to slow down. Tapping on the head, I give myself permission to slow down. Okay, place your palms facing up. Shut down your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath when we're breathing in and letting go. Now with your eyes still remaining closed, just taking a moment to tune in to your body. How does your body feel in this moment? Again, with no judgment. And just gently checking into your number. Where would your number be just in this moment as you slowly begin to give yourself permission to slow down? Gently open your eyes. We'll begin another round. Tapping on the karate chop, repeat after me. Even though I'm still feeling stressed, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though I've been feeling really burnt out, that's okay. I am a human being. And I acknowledge the pressure I've been under. And even though my mind is busy and I find it hard to switch off, I love my body. I love my mind. I give my whole nervous system permission to relax and slow down. Then moving to the inner eyebrow point, repeat after me. Thank you, amygdala. Outer eyebrow, thank you for trying to keep me safe. Underneath the eye, it's okay, you can relax. Underneath the nose, we're not about to get eaten. Underneath the mouth, I give myself permission to relax. Tap on the chest, I give myself permission to slow down. Underneath the arm, I'm not about to get eaten. Tap on the head, it's okay to slow down. Inner eyebrow, I give myself permission to relax and feel calm. Outer eyebrow, I give myself permission to relax and slow down. Underneath the eye, I am the present moment. Underneath the nose, and that's all that matters. Underneath the mouth, I give myself permission to relax and slow down. Tapping on the chest, no job is more important than my mental health. Underneath the arm, I give myself permission to relax and slow down. Tap on the head, I am the present moment, and that's all that matters. Place your palms facing up, shut down your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath when we're breathing in letting go. And then just taking a moment to gently check in, as always, first to your body. How is your body responding to the tapping and the words that you're saying? And then just gently tuning in to your number. What would your number be on how stressed you are in this moment? As you really begin to give your nervous system permission to feel safe, relax, and slow down. Gently open your eyes, and we're going to do one final round. So tapping on your karate chop, repeat after me. Even though I'm still feeling a bit stressed, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though some days I do feel burnt out, that's okay. I'm a human being, and I acknowledge the pressure I've been under. And even though some days I find it hard to switch off, I love my body. I love my mind. I believe in myself. I believe in my abilities. Move into the inner eyebrow, repeat after me. I am good enough. Outer eyebrow, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the eye, even when I'm feeling burnt out. Underneath the nose, I am still enough. Underneath the mouth, even when I'm feeling stressed. Tapping the chest, I am still good enough. Underneath the arm, it is safe to slow down. Tapping the head, it feels good to prioritize my mental health. Inner eyebrow, because no job, outer eyebrow, is more important underneath the eye than my mental health. Underneath the nose, I am good enough. Underneath the mouth, exactly the way that I am. Tapping on the chest, I believe in myself. Underneath the arm, I believe in my abilities. Tapping on the head, I am good enough. Exactly the way that I am. Okay, palms facing up. Shut down your eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath for me. Breathing in and letting go. And then with your eyes still remaining closed for the final time, just gently checking in with your body. How does your body feel in this moment? And then finally just checking in with your number. Where would your number be now? As you really begin to remind yourself that you are good enough. All of the difficult things that we face, you can always control your nervous system and how you react. So you've just done incredible work bringing some stillness and balance back into your nervous system. And of course, if you do need more support to prevent burnout or kind of help you overcome or navigate it, then please do get in contact. Kim@happyheads.me. I would love to help. Thank you so much for joining today. I look forward to seeing you all next week, where we will be nurturing your inner child.